This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We continue our parish reading of Prayer, the Breath of New Life by Pope Francis, against the background of our readings, to which we can add why it is so important to learn about prayer and to pray. We human beings somehow are driven by patterns, what we see. Our whole life is based on imitation, conscious and unconscious. We are picking up patterns from our parents, but also on the collective level. And what is going on in the world on the collective level is frightening. All we can see these days is pure violence, open, brutal, violent behavior. Perhaps it was last time in the time of the Roman Empire when Rome, the Empire of Rome, which is brute force, patronized those nations and people whom they occupied. We know of the character of Nero, Caesar Augustus, and all the figures who behave very directly with brute force. Our world has entered the same realm. Some are blaming a certain country's president who is behaving like a bully. Maybe that's true, maybe not. But what is certain that after 3 months and engaging with this bullying style, everyone in international politics is using the language and behavior of a bully. And the tragedy is not this, it's a tragedy in itself. But it's only a matter of time, and that time is already here, when ordinary people on the street, youth with knives, drug dealers with their local power, people in workplaces, start behaving like that, speaking the language of a bully, instead of committing ourselves to the service of the common good. So this is the context in which we read Pope Francis on prayer, picking up a pattern, the pattern and spirit of Christ. From his explanation to the Our Father, Thy will be done. Continuing our catechesis on the Lord's Prayer, today we will pause on the third invocation, Thy will be done. It should be read together with the first two, Hallowed be Thy name and Thy kingdom come, so that they jointly form a triptych. Hallowed be Thy name, Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done. Today we'll speak about the third. Before man's care for the world, there is the tireless care God employs for man and for the world. The whole Gospel reflects this inversion of perspective. The sinner Zacchaeus climbs up a tree because he wants to see Jesus, but he does not know that much earlier God had sought him. When Jesus arrives, he says to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for I must stay at your house today. And at the end he states, the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. This is God's will, what we pray to be done. What is God's will incarnated in Jesus? To seek and to save the one who is lost. And in prayer, we ask that God's seeking may be successful, that His universal plan of salvation may be accomplished, first in each of us, and then in the entire world. Have you thought about what it means that God seeks me? Each one of us can say, but does God seek me? Yes, He seeks you. He seeks me. He seeks each one of us personally. But God is great. How much love there is behind all this. What a wonderful and clear way of life it is, which counterbalances and overcomes every pattern of being a bully in the world, being a bully against grace. God's, how much love there is behind all this. This much love of God can only counterbalance the bully of bullies, the war rhetoric and the paranoia of non-existent enemies, or the enemies whom we create. May the good Lord give awakening to our churches, especially to bishops in this country, that it is sinful, it's a sinful complicity to keep silence when we hear the words of bullying God day in and day out, not only in the front lines where wars are waged, but here where these very wars begin.